Hello and welcome to another edition of Capital Jazz TV. I am your host, Tony Richards. My absolute pleasure. Philly, Atlanta is in the house right now with the original Lil Jon. This is Lil Jon Roberts. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
Doing great, man. Blessed.
Welcome, man.
Thank you.
I know this isn't your first time, though, is
This
it?
is my first time on a cruise. I was supposed to do the cruise a few years ago, and it got canceled because
Yeah.
of COVID.
Right.
But yeah, this is my first time on a cruise ever.
Ever?
Yeah.
So what do you think so far?
Oh, it's cool. I had to get used to the water and
Yeah,
everything. You know,
yeah.
the little movements. You know, I'm playing drums and I'm going like this at the same time. I'm like,
right.
whoa. But yeah, I got used to it now.
Well, we glad to have you, brother.
Thank you, man.
One of the baddest drummers ever, y'all, is aboard this ship with us today.
Thank you, brother.
The Chronicle, man. Talk about it for us.
Oh man,
Let's
my
go
old
back.
band.
Yeah,
that was early '90s in Atlanta. I formed a great band of some of the best musicians in Atlanta, and I named it the Chronicle. And you know, it was a historical time period for Atlanta. It was up and coming. Everybody was just coming out. Outkast, Usher, TLC, and we were the band playing behind a lot of these artists and doing a lot of the records.
Yeah.
in the studio.
And when he says one of the ones playing behind a lot of these artists like Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson.
Yeah, I've been with Janet since '94.
Mm.
I was 23 years old. I moved to Atlanta from Philly, but by way of Boston. I was at Berklee College of Music.
Yeah.
And I left early to pursue my music career, and I was working with all the musicians and artists in Atlanta, so it was just the right thing for me to do to move there at the time.
Yeah. We're going to get to Berklee. Talk about Janet, man. What was that experience
Oh,
like?
man, the sweetest queen you could never think of, man. Like, I know you just interviewed Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, so
Yeah.
we have 20 years of history together with Janet.
Wow.
And she saw me when I was a young pup, man. I was 23 years old, and everybody was talking about me. And she's like, who's this Lil Jon? You know, and then they presented me to her, and I met her at rehearsal, and you know, I'd already learned the music and everything. So
Sure.
she was like, all right, well, let's try some of the songs, you know. It was really no audition.
Yeah.
And it was really word of mouth. A lot of the musicians from her band was like, this is the guy we should get. You know, he's young, but he's ready. And I showed up in rehearsal and played the stuff like it was my last time on earth.
Yeah. How long did you tour with her?
20 years.
20 years,
Yeah.
dude.
Maybe, well, now it'd be 24.
That's
about 25
awesome, man.
years, yeah.
That is so cool.
So yeah, the Janet tour, the one with, you know, the boobs, hand over the boobs. That's when I
Yeah.
started with her. And then
Okay.
the Velvet Rope tour right after that, which was like one of her most amazing tours of her
Yeah.
career. And then we moved on to what was it? It was another tour after that. I can't remember the name because she got sick halfway through. She
Yeah.
had like vertigo or something that happened.
Okay.
And we
Rhythm
canceled the
Nation,
rest
were
of
you
the
on that tour?
No, that was the first tour.
Got you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was a little younger for
Okay.
that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like touring all around the world with that tour, man?
At a young
Just-
age, it was amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
I had never seen the world like that
Yeah.
until I got into that situation. So it was huge for a 23-year-old, you know,
Sure.
coming out of Philadelphia.
Sure. And then you talked about Berklee. Are you still there now currently?
I have 360, and now I'm a professor there.
Okay.
So 30 years later,
Professor Lil Jon.
well, Professor Roberts.
I know.
But it's funny because the students, they know who I am already. So when they come to my class, they're like, "What's up, Lil Jon?" I'm
Right.
like, Professor
Professor
Roberts.
Roberts.
Yeah, so I got to remind them every now and then that we're
Yeah.
not just homies. You know, I'm
Right.
actually a professor too.
Right. How much do you enjoy doing that?
I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
You know, every now and then you run across a knucklehead student that you got to like, okay,
Sure.
put them in place. But I'm really nice to the kids, so
Mm-hmm.
they love me. You know, and it's got to be like, you know, you got to have like a little loose screw or something to, you know, act a fool in my class.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
And then that's when the Philly comes out, and I'm like, hey, get it together.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm still a Philly boy.
Right.
So what does your class teach? I mean, you're a drummer. So what are you teaching in your class? Is
I
it
have-
just music in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
I teach drums. I do private lessons too. So I'm in two departments at Berklee. I'm in the ensemble department and I'm in the drum department.
Gotcha.
So I take a few students to teach PIs, we call it private instruction, and then the other days I'm teaching full ensembles. So I'm full groups. Basically, like I'm the music director, and I'm teaching all of them the parts and giving them assignments to go learn stuff, and then come
Okay.
back and we play the songs. And then by the end of the semester, which is about 15 weeks,
Yeah.
by the end of the semester we do a big concert.
Nice.
and they get to perform in front of all of their friends and everything. And most of my groups are really tight.
Okay.
Yeah, they
I
sound
bet
really
they
good.
are. Yeah. Do you ever get too old to learn how to play the drums? Because, dude, it's still in me, man, to just learn how to play the drums.
Did you ever play before?
Never played.
I could teach you a beat in 5 minutes.
Really?
Absolutely.
I'm going to hold you to that.
I got you. We
Because
both
I'm
live
one of
in
those
Atlanta.
dudes. I'm on the side of the stage. I'm just playing,
So you really want to do it?
I really want to do it.
I'm gonna give you some sticks tonight.
Okay.
When you come to our '80s party show tonight, I'll put that in there.
Right.
I'm gonna give you some sticks.
Okay.
You're gonna hold on to them.
Yeah.
Get pound.
Okay.
And when I see you in Atlanta,
All right.
we're gonna get together and I'll have you playing "Beat It."
Dude, I'm going to hold you to that.
I have you playing "Beat It" in 5 minutes.
That would be a dream come true. Okay.
Crazy. It's just 4-way coordination.
Man, that would be the time of my life to learn how to play the drums.
I got you.
I'm for real with that.
I'm serious.
Okay. Let's do it, man.
Okay.
DJ Kimmett, that's your boy, huh?
Oh man, one of my favorite DJs in the world, man.
Yeah.
Kimmett was part of the Chronicle. He was in Arrested Development 1st. That's how I met him through Speech and everybody. And I was like, oh man, you got to come in my band, man. He was
Yeah.
like, sure. And
Yeah.
we used to rock clubs like late at night, underground spots. It was this place called the House of Love.
Okay.
And we used to do that like, I don't know, every week, one of those nights, maybe Thursday or Friday night.
Yeah.
And we played till like 6 in the morning.
Wow.
And it was just drums and DJ, and people would dance all night long.
Wow.
So that was a thing, for a lot of drummers do that now with DJs, but we were like the first. I actually started doing that with Jazzy Jeff first in
okay.
Philly. We were
Yeah.
doing drum DJ duos,
Yeah.
in the studio and live when I was playing with Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Got you.
But,
Kimmett's our boy, man. He's
Kimmett.
Capital Jazz true fan, brother.
We're
True
trying to get
fan.
him on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no
so he
doubt.
could do some house nights over here.
What's next for you?
I just finished my new record.
Okay.
Shout out to Jodine, who's part of this whole, production. Jodine Dorsey.
Yeah.
She helped me with my first album,
Wow.
my debut album, and it was under Purpose Records, George Littlejohn and Russell Johnson. So that came out in 2014. I went out with Stevie Wonder in 2015. So I hadn't had a chance to do another record since then.
Got you.
And when the pandemic hit, all of us were home. We didn't have much to do.
Yeah.
I said, let me start coming up with some ideas, and I collaborated with a bunch of my friends.
Yeah.
And it's a healing album. Andre 3000 has a meditation record out, which I was just like, dang, I should have put mine out earlier because now people are going to think I'm jumping off of
Right.
his thing. But
Right.
it's cool. I've
Yeah.
always listened to those kind of music because I do yoga and things like that. So
Got you.
this isn't a meditation album. The other Little John is putting out a meditation record, actually.
Yeah.
But mine is more inspirational. It's got some,
Okay.
like some beats. It has rhythms in it, like kind of tribal, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of beats on the undertone. Andre's is more like zone. It's
Right.
like zen.
Yeah.
It's just kind of just droning, we
That's
call
true.
it. But mine has rhythms and like African rhythms and things like that going
Okay.
on top of the music.
Can't wait to check it out, brother.
Yeah, man.
Where can people find you and stay in touch?
Everything is under Lil John Roberts, LILJOHN Roberts, Twitter, Instagram. Everything is under that.
Okay, there it is. Lil John Roberts, y'all. Next year, boy, the SuperCruise, I will be playing the drums, courtesy of my brother right here.
Yes, sir.
Lil John Roberts, y'all. I'm Tony Richards. Wrapping up another edition of Capital Jazz TV.